Hey guys, it's James Walsh here from the Wrestling Epicenter. I'd like to thank you for finding us here on YouTube. If you get the opportunity, please click that subscribe button as well as the notifications bell. This way, anytime that we upload any new content or new to you content from our archives dating back to 2002, you'll be notified. You can check out what we're up to. Please also check out www.wrestlingepicenter.com for all your wrestling news and information needs, as well as check out our store to keep us running free and clear. Without any further delay, let's get to why you're here. Thanks for checking out Wrestling Epicenter on YouTube. Hey guys, it's James Walsh here in 2020, going on 2021, doing some audio work as I've got a little downtime at work, and this one is very cool. It was done back in the early summer of 2007, but every now and again, you got to kind of pinch yourself and think, I really did this. We got Koko Ware on the phone to promote an event, and he starts singing at our request because the podcast that he was on, even though this is all the Wrestling Epicenter, but the podcast was known as the Piledriver. We get him to just start singing the Piledriver theme from the second WWF album. How freaking cool is that? So this is a quickie with Koko. We're going to liken your Bergam. For those who fans of Jim Cornette, you'll know what I'm referring to. What a fantastic guy this is. We've had him on probably 5 or 6 times over the years, but we get him to sing the Piledriver song. How cool is that? Let's get to it.
Welcome back to the Piledrivers. We're being joined by a man who's going to be appearing October 19th or October 21st in San Francisco, California, at the Cow Palace. Koko Ware. Birdman, how you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm doing fine. I'm just a little shocked to hear from you guys. I hadn't heard from you guys in a long time, so we're still on the go, man. We're looking forward for the big show out in California coming up through the Cow Palace. And all of my wrestling fans out there, I just want them, all of them, to come on out because, man, they helped make the Birdman who I am today. There's a lot of my wrestling fans out there.
We just did a very interesting interview with Mills himself. Jay Idol is what he's calling himself. And he said that when you were invited to be a part of this, you were jumping over furniture. You were so ecstatic to be part of the event.
Oh, man, I'm always jumping over furniture. I'm jumping over cars, trucks and things, semis, land boats, motorcycles. Anytime I can get a chance to come out to that Cow Palace, man, I'm so excited. I just don't know what to do.
When was the last time you were at the Cow Palace?
Well, back in the day, back when the WWF, E now, but it used to be F.
Right.
They used to run there regularly, and I was kind of one of the main guys with this Cow Palace spent all the time, and the fans just looked like they just really accepted me real well, and I just thought that was great. Of course, I mean, I'm already having a fan club meeting right now, so as I speak, so you got people talking going on, so.
No. Is that your fan club up out there?
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Well, last time I did talk to you, and you mentioned, and I do appreciate that you remember me. That's actually very cool. A lot of people don't remember the interview, so I really do appreciate you remember me. But last time we did talk to you, you mentioned, this was back in early '05, you mentioned that you wanted to make one last appearance with WWF, but you didn't want it to be to get beat up or whatever. And
exactly.
And since then, you did make an appearance, and was it what you wanted it to be?
Yeah, it was. I was pretty well happy with that, but I wasn't happy too much when I had to go and was called back up to go against Rod Conway and do a job just to get beat by him and stuff like that. And I just I didn't really want that because my understanding now that Rod Conway is not even there.
You got fired.
Yeah, just like a week ago, I think. And so, see, that's what if I'm a legend, I was there for 10 straight years, and if I was a legend, so everybody called me a legend, so that's what I'm saying. I paid my dues. I made help pay the way for a lot of these young guys today, and I just think they just need to keep it as a legend. Hey, when a legend come out there, they just should just treat him with the upright respect.
Right.
Not come out there and just disgrade him or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because look at Rod Cutaway. Nothing against him. He's a young guy, but he wasn't even in there for 5 years. I don't believe.
Nope.
No.
So I mean, it's just that's why I don't want to do that anymore. I'm not going to put myself in that position anymore for anybody to destroy my reputation on WWE or ECW or TNA wrestling. It doesn't make me no difference because I'm gonna just respect. I'm gonna take care of my legend ability. Take care of.
Do you think guys like Hacksaw who do go back and unfortunately are pretty much used to put over the young talent, do you think that they'll regret that sooner or later?
Well, it's not. You thinking, well, Jim has got another. He think he's got another run, but he really don't have another run. But he got a job.
Right.
Yes. But where do you go from there after all these young guys has beat him?
Yeah.
And then Jim Duggan is an outstanding. He's a legend. He was an outstanding legend, worker, real exciting guy in the ring and stuff. And back in the day, in Bill Watts Day and Mid South days, and he came up with Vince McMahon, and he really got over big time. And I just can't see how you could take a nice legend like that and just completely just run him in the ground and just completely just beat him.
Exactly.
Of course, to Jim, he just probably, it doesn't really matter. It's probably just like all the other legends think, but that's not the way that that we left that area. When it was time for us to leave, we left there in good shape and has a good, strong reputation.
Yep.
Right. Well, speaking of wrestling legends, not too long ago, you worked the World Wrestling Legends pay-per-view against Disco Inferno. Were you happy with how that show turned out?
Yeah, I was really pleased with the match. I thought Disco did a great job with me. We both kind of feed off each other, and so it was really good. He's a great talent, young man there. That I wish he could give him a little better break in the wrestling business than he has gotten in the past. But that's the wrestling business for you.
Do you think they're ever going to do another one of those shows, or do you think that was kind of a one-shot only deal?
Well, you don't never know. It's just like, you got a bunch of eggs in the basket. You just don't never know when your egg is going to pop out of the hat.
Mm-hmm.
You never know when these shows are going to come up. You just don't never know. I'm just so glad that I got the opportunity to get on that show, and it turned out really good.
Did you work the recent Memphis Legend show?
Yes, I was. Thank God I got a chance to get on that show with the Mortal Hulk Hogan again.
Oh yeah.
And
wow.
And they were seeing some of my legend friends I hadn't seen in a while, and it was exciting. The crowd, the crowd was they was really into it. I had my bird Frankie there and everything, and it was just like Koko Ware in Madison Square Garden. That's what I felt like.
Excellent. Well, you have a new bird, Frankie Jr. How'd you get Frankie Jr.?
Well, just from friends of mine, there was a Navy guy that was in the Navy, and he was going back to his military, and he had to go overseas, so he didn't have anyone to look after Bird. So he kind of ran an ad in the newspaper, and I finally got him, called him up and asked him about it. Went over and saw the bird, and it was just identical to Frankie Senior. And man, it turned out great. So I mean, we're back on the road again. I got Frankie Jr. with me, and we're just having a great time.
Real quick question about. Actually, Pat, do you want to take the next one? I wanted to ask you about I forgot what I was going to ask you about. Pat, take it.
Okay, well, I wanted to ask you about teaming with Owen Hart. I remember when I was young, I was at a house show, and I believe it might have been your return to the WWF or something. Jim Neidhart needed to be replaced as Owen's partner, and you stepped in and you came out to a thunderous ovation. It's one of my favorite memories as a wrestling fan, because I was like, oh, I got to see Koko Ware make his return as Owen Hart's tag partner. How'd you like teaming with Owen?
Man, it was great with it was great. Teamed up with Owen. I mean, what a great guy he is, that he was. But man, I'm talking about, it's just that whole Hart family, from his father, Stu Hart, all the way down and everything. It was just, it was really, really a good atmosphere. I got along with Bret Hart, I got along with everybody, man. Owen was just, man, we got along great with high energy. We got down where we could just look at each other and then we could tell what we was that we was gonna do in the ring and stuff like that. Excuse me. And so it was just a real good being a good part of Owen Hart, and God bless his soul, man. He was just he won't never be forgotten. I still love him. I love his wife and kids and stuff, his whole family, and man, golly, it just still don't seem like that he's gone, and man, I just cannot believe that what happened in Kansas City.
Exactly. Well, I remembered my question, and it was about the Memphis show, the Legend show. Originally, it was supposed to be Hogan against Jerry the King Lawler, and WWE did a power play and made sure Lawler wouldn't appear at that event. Do you think that that's kind of underhanded, and do you think that just kind of hurt the tone of the event, or do you think it still turned out great anyway?
Well, it could have been. It hurt it a lot because you got a hometown guy, a hometown hero going against just who it could have been Hulk Hogan, against Hulk Hogan.
Right.
So it's going to hurt the crowd because they're not seeing the hometown go against Hulk Hogan.
Right.
And of course I think they did like 7,500 people anyway, but
exactly.
Probably would have did at least 10, 11,000 people if it had been Jerry Lawler there, because he is the king around Memphis, and he's over big time. So I'm talking, if he's not wrestling in the ring or whatever, he's still over. I mean, he's over to the people. I mean, everywhere he goes, everybody knows, hey, this is Jerry Lawler, And you can't take that away from him because he got so many years experience.
I got two more questions for you. After the way that you left the WWE the first time around, and anybody who hasn't heard it, go back in the archives on our website. We still have the interview with you up from a couple years back. After the way you left then, when you went back, did you and Vince ever sit down and kind of hash out what the problem was and everything, or is that still kind of never been done?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's all over with. I don't know how Vince feels about anything, but I did get just probably, you're only going to get 5, maybe 2 minutes with Vince anyway.
Right.
But I got my 2 minutes in with him, and when I saw him, and I went up and shook his hand, and I said, hey, Vince, whatever I've done in the past, whatever, I just want to say, apologize to you and everything. And I forgot it, and just, hey, I just apologize. It's all over with for the officer.
Right.
And so he just kind of give that little smile, that Vince McMahon smile, kind of patted me on the shoulder there. There's no problem, Coco. There's no problem, Coco.
Is he still as suave as ever?
Yeah, it's good to see you. Yeah. So,
Oh, right.
but anyway, he heard it from me. So
That's good.
that was my thing.
At least you got to say it, right?
Oh yeah, that was part of my wish that I got the chance to say that, and I did. Other than that, I'm through with it. I don't have no grudge, and never did have no grudge. So, and, if he wants to hold it, that's still fine with me. So, hey, I got another life without this wrestling.
Yep, exactly. And you're still doing shows, and you're doing a show. And last question for you.
Yeah,
Once again, going up to San Francisco, also doing shows in the Memphis area.
Right, I'm doing shows all over. Man, I just want to get more bookings out there. You guys, y'all are good. Y'all got the hottest radio station in town. And brother, I just want to say, if y'all know some of those promoters out there, don't mind spending a little money on the Birdman, Koko Ware, to come in and see all my birds I hadn't seen in a long time. Man, that'll be outstanding. That'll be really great. And so I'm still on the move. I got the whole gimmick again. I got Frankie Jr. I got the tuxedo jackets, man. I got the red, green, yellow, pink hair, white hair, all that stuff again. Sunglasses, the bird hat, and all that, man. We just got my own music, man. We just really just come out and just have a great time with the wrestling fans.
Do you own the gimmick?
Yes, I own everything.
All right. Well, actually, I do have one last question. I did lie to you. The name of our show is The Piledriver, and the intro to this show is you singing the song Piledriver.
Right.
Do you remember any of the words to Piledriver?
Sure, I remember some of the words.
Could you give us just a quick little taste, just something for the listeners?
Well, let me see if I can get my voice together here. Hold on, we got people just coming all around. We got some shit going on. Because I might get a little bit too loud there. I don't want to. There's some old lady with a cane. She probably will take that cane and knock me and crack her in the head. Okay, just Piledriver was very easy, man. I sung the song and I was so comfortable singing it. That's something that won't never die, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It just goes, man. Sometimes love like a slow dance. You get to pull around, but don't make it a foul. You can make a little silence romance. Sometimes love feels just right. It feels so good. Feels just like a Piledriver. Yeah, Piledriver. Well, Piledriver.
All right.
It feels so good. It feels just right. It feels, wow, Piledriver.
All right.
Wow.
You still got it, man. You still got it. You should perform that live.
Man, I can do it. Just you guys, like I said, y'all got the hottest radio station in town. Hey, get something working for me for the Birdman. I got my number now, so
will do.
Man, just get me on the ball. Hey, we can do a one night sponsored by have a big thing with with you guys.
Sure.
Number one radio station in town, and
sure,
bringing in Koko Ware. Man,
absolutely, anything is possible. And then
talking about American Idol. And, hey, I was already at the first American Idol already. I just didn't get a trophy for it or any kind of money. But and then I didn't have to go against Simon, so
that would have been fun.
Yeah.
All right, Koko. Well, seriously though, it's always a pleasure. It's always an honor to talk to you. Anytime you have anything to promote, you always got a home right here with the Piledriver. Thank you so much for doing that for us. You're always a stand-up
gentleman. I appreciate you guys putting that Piledriver out there for me and stuff like that. Like I said, that was the whole Vince's idea. It wasn't mine. I'm just a singer. I was just a singer behind it and stuff like that. But they give me the right to just take advantage of it. I hope it is. Can y'all get copies of that tape, CDs and stuff?
Sure. Yeah, we have it. Do you need it?
Well, if y'all can make me some copies and stuff like that, maybe there's some fans out there in California who would love that. will buy some of those CDs, you know.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, do you even have the?
We're allowed to do that.
Sure. Do you even have the music videos? Remember they did the video through College Video.
I have the video.
That's excellent stuff too.
Yeah.
Legendary Arnold Scoland was the sheriff on that one.
Oh yeah. He was in that little house that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow. He was trying to get some relief in, you know.
Right.
I think we just bulldozed that train over. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think they picked it up with a forklift or something like that.
Don't you know, man? We did that at 7 o'clock that morning, San Francisco, and it was like 3:30 in the evening when we finished.
Wow.
And it was just like a 2-minute video, but it took us all day to do.
Is that harder or easier than wrestling?
Well, you know what? It was, I think it was harder. There's a lot of time there. Wrestling, when I get there, I got a certain time to get there, and then I got about 10 minutes to wrestle, and I'm back, you know.
Right.
I'm done.
My name is James Walsh, and I'd like to thank you for checking out the Wrestling Epicenter here on YouTube. If you have not done so already, please do. Click that subscription button and the notifications bell. This way you'll be notified anytime I upload any new or new to you classic content from our archives that date back to 2002. If you get the opportunity, please also check out www.wrestlingepicenter.com for all your wrestling news and info needs, as well as our store to keep us going free and clear. Without any further delay, let's get to why you came here, the content here on YouTube.